Now, you've listed a few other points, and we can't go into them in too much detail for the sake of time, but they involve on focusing on interests, listening to others, being prepared, and remembering your reputation. So our viewers will be able to read more about those below this video. I want you to speak to us about remembering your reputation. You say the first person to arrive at the table is your reputation. What do you mean by that?
Absolutely. You know, if you have a reputation as somebody who's not really trustworthy, if that's your reputation as a negotiator, by the time you and I meet each other, I would already have that perception in my mind about you. And I would then work on that assumption that you're not trustworthy, and I will treat you like an untrustworthy person. The question is, how does that help you? If that is your reputation, is that the kind of reputation you want? Is that the kind of reputation that helps you make good deals? Well, probably not. Or if your reputation is one of somebody who's not just tough, which one expects of a negotiator, but tough and nasty, somebody who bullies people, who takes advantage of people, well, the same thing. I will prepare myself for that. I will expect these things to happen, and everything you do will sort of fill those expectations of mine. But I will be prepared for that, and I will try and match you step by step. But again, the question is, how's this helping us? You might beat me in the negotiation, but ultimately we both end up bleeding. It's just that I'm bleeding a little bit more than you, but you would still have lost. You could have had a far better agreement and relationship with me if you came with a better reputation and a better approach. But if your reputation is of somebody who is very firm, somebody who is what she seems to be, what you see is what you get, but also somebody who is fair, and who is concerned about relationships, who has that perfect sweet balance between good outcomes, strong outcomes, but also strong relationships, then the relationship is going to be very different. And my perception of you is going to be far more respectful. And I'm probably going to want to collaborate with you more. And the more I'm prepared to collaborate with you, based on that strong reputation, the better it is for you. You're going to get a better deal because of your good reputation.
And that's certainly something that we'll be remembering going forward. Now, you're speaking to us in your capacity at the UCT Graduate School of Business. So really, we're talking a bit about business, but I want to ask you, can these principles be transferred to your personal life, or even when we look at government and the negotiations that need to happen between government and workers, or I think recently about the University of Cape Town and protesting students? Could these principles be put in place there?
Darusha, you know, that's the beauty of it. These principles are very, very generic. We use them in any form of negotiation, whether it's international negotiations, peace agreements, whether it's collective bargaining, whether it's internal issues within families, family-owned businesses. It doesn't matter. It's also used in mediation when an external party comes in to help mediate a solution. The same principles are used. That's not the difficult part. These things are fairly easy to grasp and to apply. The difficult part is to unlearn the bad behaviors. You know, they really, there's only one objective in negotiation, that's to win. That's why you're negotiating. But the question is, what is it you want to win? Do you want to win the deal and lose the relationship, which means it's going to be a once-off? Or do you want to win the deal, a deal that is really, really good for you, but also maintain the relationship in order for the agreement to be sustainable? That's a different kind of win. Now, you can call it win-win, whatever you want to call it, but essentially it's about achieving a wise decision. That's what negotiation is about. It's a decision-making process. So you want an agreement that is really good for you. That's better than any agreement you can get anywhere else for the same topic or for the same item or whatever. But at the same time, underneath that agreement is a strong relationship, because the stronger the relationship, the more secure the agreement. But if you have a victim at the other end of the agreement, that victim will become the aggressor, and they will try and get back what they lost. But if the agreement is good for you and it's a strong relationship that comes out of it, that implies that at least it's good enough for the other party good enough not just to stick to the agreement, but also perhaps to come back in future and do a similar deal with you. So instead of just talking about win-win, I really look at it as a decision-making, an outcome that you want that is good in terms of the results for you, but also ensures a sustainable relationship with the other party.